After those federal immigration arrests in the Boston area, we wondered how South Coast communities are preparing.
ABC6 News reporter Ryan Madeira spoke with Mayor Mitchell today in New Bedford.
Days after President Trump took office, federal immigration officers taking several into custody in Boston and Chelsea, Mass.
I wouldn't describe them as raids. It seems to be is what we expected and what I support, which is the apprehension of criminals in our communities.
The arrests leaving some residents wondering if their community might be next. New Bedford Mayor John Mitchell addressing those concerns Friday.
Have you received any communication from the federal government about any possible raids in this area?
No, we haven't, and we wouldn't. When something like that happens, usually the police department is given the heads up right at the last moment, so there's no conflicting activity between law enforcement agencies.
New Bedford is no stranger to immigration raids. Roughly 18 years ago, federal agents descending upon this building, formerly known as the Michael Bianco plant, arresting 350 people living in the country illegally.
These things have happened here before. We don't have a workplace quite like the Michael Bianco factory back in 2007. But all that said, look, we have lots of immigrants in the city, and many of them do work in factories and fish houses and such. And so, we're mindful of the possibility that there could be an immigration raid there.
In the case of a raid, Mitchell says the city plans to cooperate fully with federal law enforcement.
There are lots of people on edge in the city as well as a result of that, knowing that possibility. And I'm here to say, look, we're going to comply with the law. I think everybody can agree that if somebody has been convicted of a felony in the U.S. and that person is not a U.S. citizen, that person should be deported.
That being said, the mayor expressing skepticism of the intentions behind some of the larger scale arrests.
These raids, these indiscriminate raids, I think sometimes it's hard not to look at them and say they're not for show. The rhetoric around this is so heated. What's really happening, when you get right down to it, is actions that are consistent with federal laws that exist. So the politics of it is so charged at this point that I think sometimes people lose sight of that.
Mitchell says while it's important for federal and local law enforcement to maintain an open line of communication, New Bedford police will not be actively participating in any raids. In New Bedford, I'm Ryan Madeira, ABC6 News.